Stephanie Walsh with Side B Radio, hanging out with Eitan Wisniewski behind the camera. Here with Megan Cox. A lot of my listeners and viewers might recognize her as violinist, backup singer, everything, to Charlene Kay. But
dancer.
Tonight, dancer. Tambourine.
Tambourine melodica, that's been
that's right.
A new addition. It's air-powered piano.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's a soul review tonight.
Soul review,
So tonight she was violining.
Violining as usual,
and she sang.
Pianoing.
I like pianoing. She was pianoing tonight.
Pianoing or whatever.
But she also sang. It's just awesome. So how did you get involved with this organization?
It was like a friend of a friend of a friend. Actually, through Charlene. Charlene knows one of the drummers and a couple of his buddies, and then, I just met a bunch of people, and I was talking to the one drummer, and I was like, Seth, you guys know Seth.
Yes.
I was talking to Seth, and I was like, how do I get more gigs? I just want to play more. And like 12 hours.
The digital era.
You asked Seth how to get more gigs.
I was like, what do you do? Because he gigs full time, and he was like, 12 hours later, I get a text from him that's like, hey, do you want to play a gig in like 24 hours? If you can learn this music, you can do it. So that was a couple weeks ago, and I only played 2 songs on that show. And then
I got over this tonight.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, where can we use her? That's kind of how it works.
So, this is very different from what you do with Charlene. Do you have a genre that you prefer to do, or are you just...
Genre, whatever feels good. Like, whatever I can dance to, whatever just, like, feels natural and awesome. I can sing and move and, yeah. No particular specialty, I guess.
And while we have you talking about what you do with Charlene, how did you get involved with Charlene Kay? Because I know you were, back in July, you were there also, right?
Yeah, I've been with her for over a year now. The old keyboard player, Toby, I don't know if you ever met Toby.
I don't think so.
Toby was like way back before any of this stuff started kind of blowing up at all. So, Toby and I went to school together at Michigan, although Charlene went to Michigan, but I'd never met her there. And so Toby and I moved here around the same time, and then Charlene moved like a year later. And she was looking for a violinist, and Toby suggested me. I met up with her, and it was like sparks. Like from the very first meeting, it was like, okay, this is like, there's no question about this. This has to be.
And it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to ask about? I always monopolize the interview, so I feel bad.
Well, no, talking about Charlene, you're also roommates with one of the other members of the band.
Yes.
How is that, like, do you guys do music behind the scenes, or are you just all friends and just chill with each other?
Well, Carolyn and I have been living together for 5 years. There's a lot of music in our household. We went to college together for voice performance, both of us. So, our house is like a musical. And when friends come over that can sing, it's like a 3-part musical instead of a 2-part musical. It's even better. So the other day, Charlene came over and we were just rehearsing her new stuff, and it was just like such a blast. Just like sitting on the couch, like passing the guitar out, like tight 3-part harmonies. It was so good. I was like, oh, why can't I do this all the time? Please, somebody.
What's your involvement with writing the music? Do you get to write all your own original stuff, or does it kind of come to you and you just learn it?
With Charlene?
Mm-hmm.
She generally writes the parts. There have been a couple songs where she was like, I want something here and something here. Maybe we can play around, and we kind of create it together in more of a performance setting. But a lot of the violin parts she's composed, like the C she composed, Skin and Bones is her composition. Forever's a Long Time we kind of collaborated on. What else? I don't know what else I played on. It is what it is.
I know I got some good stuff with you grooving to Mad Tom the other day. There's like a shot that I'm just like focused on Megan.
We played a gig, this was in Michigan last summer when we were on tour, and I had this guy who's a very successful musician. He was in a band called My Dear Disco that's like really, really huge in certain circles. And he came up to me and he was like, you make me want to practice the tambourine.
That's great.
Like, yeah. That's a compliment.
So How long have you been doing this? Just forever? Like playing?
Music?
When did
Playing?
you decide? Like,
Oh, I started playing piano when I was 3.
wow.
So nobody really knows this about me, but I'm like a really, really trained classical pianist. Like, by the time I was 18 years old, I was playing Chopin scherzos and competing and like traveling all over. Nobody knows it. This is a secret.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
It's actually like difficult for me sometimes just to play chords because I'm like,
wow.
this is yeah, exactly. It's a totally different world.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years with your music?
With music, I see myself not working a day job. Traveling, playing. I'm actually planning on recording a solo album in the end of the summer, beginning of the fall, which has yet to really take a form. But my brother actually is a very brilliant recording artist. Yeah, so maybe doing my own stuff, but I honestly don't care if I'm doing my stuff or somebody else's stuff. I just want to, as Charlene says, to quote Charlene, I just want to see the world and play music.
It's a good quote, yeah.
It's a good quote. And I'm so inspired by her in that. It's just like, yeah, really, what else is there in
I just
life?
want to see the world and hang out with bands.
It's the same thing.
That's what I want to do. I can't play anything. I have no musical talent. I know how to play a record. Like,
playing a
That's why I'm
record is
into radio.
difficult, though. Let's be honest. You have to get it just right. If you don't get it just right, it goes. It makes that
double
sound.
click on the iTunes
Or
application.
Like, or if it's like like a record.
No, I know how to play that
I just got a record player, and I'm like really like confuzzled by the damn thing. I'm like, okay, and then it starts skipping, and I'm like. It's great. The sound of vinyl is just like it can't be compared. When I put out my first album, I'm going to have it for download and on vinyl, and that's it. So there will be no CDs. And download and vinyl. That's my plan.
It's a good plan. I like it.
Because you mentioned solo work, and I know that you're in Charlene Kane, The Brilliant Eyes. I guess the Brilliant Eyes part.
You're in the Brilliant Eyes. You're not in the Charlene Kane.
Yeah.
Brilliant Eyes.
The Brilliant Eyes.
I love that name.
It is.
It's a good
It's
name.
fantastic.
I like it.
Are you working on any other projects, or just small gigs like this on the side wherever you could play?
The other band that I play with pretty regularly is a band called Cesspool.
Is that a punk rock band?
It is.
Yeah,
it's kind
I'm like, I feel like I know that
It's
name.
like a really avant-garde, like almost Zappa-esque punk, but it's like really eclectic and very smart, like very well-composed music that sometimes sounds like total cacophony, but it's like supposed to sound like that, you know? And we wear costumes for all of our shows.
We
Just in case you're
have to
wondering,
see
I
you
know, I was like, we
perform.
have to go.
Have to come
just in
down.
case you're wondering why on my Facebook I have like a whole
Oh my
slew
God.
of panda bear pictures, because my last costume I was dressed like a panda bear. I was wearing like men's whitey tighties over top of black tights.
Wow.
As part of the
Cara
costume.
Jomo's panda hat.
No, I painted my whole, like, the whole, and I had these, like, wild eyelashes that were, like, literally this long, like, these feathery eyelashes, and then I had my hair in pigtails sticking out, like with socks wrapped around the
Are
pigtails.
there pictures on Facebook?
There are pictures on Facebook.
Okay.
Sticking out of a white stocking cap. I mean, it was the most
Can we
intense.
steal one to put in this video as you're describing this?
Please do. There's, like, a really hilarious one where I'm playing the violin and I look really serious. I'm like... it's like,
It's fantastic.
yeah.
Well, keep us posted on your gigs, dude. We'll
Yeah.
totally come.
You should check them out. They're crazy, wild, fun.
It sounds like a good
fun
time.
band. We're actually playing on Wednesday.
Thank you, Megan Cox.
Thank you.
This was lovely.
It was great to like talk to you guys.
Yeah, I know.